Well, sunrise was something of a washout. I set the alarm for 6 o'clock. Well, actually, I didn't set the alarm because I'm not at work. I knew I'd wake up early enough. True to form, 5:45, I'm wide awake. I could hear the rain bouncing off Maddie's roof, so I thought I should go back to sleep. So I've had a bit of a drive around, and I'm down at Castletown. And I saw this last night, this strange thing. It's some sort of marker, but it's got steps up it. Perhaps I have to go up and change the bulb. I thought, oh, that looks interesting. And what I'd really like to do is be over there to shoot it. But that area over there looks like the back of people's houses, so I don't think that's going to happen. Shooting it from this angle has a couple of disadvantages. We have a spit of land in the distance, and it doesn't matter where I position the camera, that spit of land is intruding on the light of said beacon. I think it is going to be possible to clone it out because I want to remove the headland anyway. Fits with my theme of minimal. We've also got some rather nice rocks here, and my thought was to shoot that way, and that would act as a leading line to that. But because I've got no clear space behind it, I'm not too concerned. Now, unusually for me, I have tried setting the camera to shoot monochrome just to see what it would do, and I actually quite like it. It gives me an idea of what it's going to work like when I get it onto the computer and process it, whether I need to keep it colour, which I'd actually like to. Because the light is fairly soft, it's hidden behind the clouds, it's making the water beautifully aquatoned. I can't tell you how nice it is. It's lovely. And that kind of blends with the top part of said marker post beacon thingy, because that's green, aqua green. So I've got the 17 to 55 on, I've got a 6 stop and I've got a 0.6. It's a medium grad, apparently it's a Nissi one. I'm shooting at 13 seconds at f18 with a battery that's about to die on me. It is just, and I mean very slightly just, clipping the highlights, but nothing that's not rescuable in post. So that'll do. And I was thinking about, do I want some action in the water? So I'm going to turn that down to f8, and I'm going to turn that down, oh, that green is phenomenal. I'm going to turn that down to 2 seconds. I have got the lighthouse thingy marker on the right third. I've got the rocks left third into the right hand third. Yeah, catching it with a little bit of motion on those waves actually works quite nicely. That's f8 in 2 seconds. Very, very slight clipping. Again, not too concerned. That will pull back quite happily in post. See if I can fit that filter anywhere better. Yes. So it's a case of playing dodge the rain showers today. I was down at this lighthouse back in February 2020, and we'd got huge waves coming up because it was a bit stormy. It was kind of in between two of the storms we had that year. And I am going to go and shoot it again, but I want to shoot it probably from up high and probably the other side. The only thing they've done this year that spoilt it is the, if you can see it, the ladders that go down to your boats. They've now painted the tops bright orange. So don't be surprised if that disappears. At first I thought it was that orange twine, that's the word I was looking for, hanging off the steps, but it's not. They've repainted everything, all the moor posts, the ledges at the end with the little hooks in to tie your boat to, everything's bright white. It's a bit bizarre. But anyway, yes, that's a good one to start with, quite happy with that. They're both landscape orientation. I'd like to get one of that on its own. And I am tempted to walk around there, see if you can get round, because I can see a set of steps down onto some very dodgy looking rocks. 70 to 200 might work, but I'm not convinced I'm going to get there, so I'm going to probably leave that. And I'm going to go over to there. It's a much calmer day than it has been. When I came over, Steam Packet cancelled one of the ferries, and that threw everything out because the people that were coming out on the Tuesday had to go out on the Wednesday boats. And there's still a knock-on effect. The Manxman is still running 2 hours behind, I think it is. But I'm hopeful that the worst of the storms have gone and I won't get delayed going home because I'm only here for a few days. Right, enough of me rattling. Like that, I'm being watched by some cormorants down there. And yes, I will catch up with you when I stop next. I've been trying to find somewhere to shoot that left-hand marker post without any background distractions, and this is the closest I've got. But whilst I was here, this came into view. Now I'm as zoomed in as I can get. You've got the marker post on the left, or the marker buoy. On the right-hand side, you've got Castletown Lighthouse. And in the back, almost in the middle, is another lighthouse. I'm not sure which one it is. And I thought, could be something there. So I've got set up with, let's zoom that out a minute, there we go. I've got the 70 to 200 on. I've got a 6-stop, you can't see, 6-stop and a 0.6 grab. And we are shooting at, where are we? There we go, F10, 20 seconds. And you can, let me see if I can just wiggle. I'm not having brought my gimbal with me. I'm having to do all of this handheld, which is not the best. So let me pull up the image. Yeah, you can kind of get the idea. I've got a little bit of blown sky in the top centre, but nothing terminal. And that's probably the closest I've got to something I'm happy with here. I've just dodged the rain again. I've been round the corner from here trying to get a take on this with no background. I can't do it. No matter how I try, I can't do it. There's always that headland. So I'm looking for an alternative, and that sort of suits. And I'd like to shoot with this in, but that car at the end is really annoying me. If that car wasn't there, I'd quite like that image, just the harbour wall, the lighthouse and the distance. So yeah, something a little bit different, given that we can't do anything else. Well, we're dodging the rain showers again. I think I managed to get the image I was after back at that little marker buoy post. Navigation aid. I'll post up 2 shots of it. They are the same shot, however, one will be as I've shot it with the headland in, and if I can bear to do that. And the other one will be after a little bit of Photoshop jiggery-pokery, because cloning things out has never bothered me. I'd much prefer to clone things out than put things in. Mainly because I'm rubbish at putting things into photos. So, I'm hungry. We've got a rainstorm heading in. I'm just finishing off this side of the big lighthouse. When I say big lighthouse, it's not that big. But then again, the harbour isn't that big. We've got a ledge of rock running across here, and it comes in about 3/4 of the way down the lighthouse wall. So we get some nice wave action coming towards us, and I'm trying to time it so that I catch some of the water coming over this ledge of rock, which is covered in very vibrant yellow seaweed, I suppose, as well as catch a wave coming down the seawall. So I've gone down to a 1 second timer. We are at a second exposure time, and I'm at F8. It's a little bit uncomfortable because on the very foreshore here, there are 1, 2, 3 huge boulders, and they are just a little bit too close. Yeah, I have to get rid of them altogether. Excuse me. To the rock face that leads down into the water. They just don't work in any way, shape or form. Oh dear, here comes the rain. So I've done a load of shots with those in. And then, oh, there's an aeroplane taking off from the airport. I'm just waiting for the timing to be somewhere near right. The waves come in at very odd angles. I presume it's because where the lighthouse is situated, you get some coming towards you, and then you get some going that way. And I'm guessing it's where they hit the wall of the lighthouse jetty, and then that pushes them back sideways. Oh, I've got a boat coming in. I don't fancy being out in a boat in this weather. That's a better one. So yeah, it's been good fun. But it's definitely time to go and get some lunch and dry off. The only reason I've got my hat on is because it's raining. It's not cold. It's, oh yes, it's 17 degrees. It's just wet. But we've got some photography done, and that's what I wanted to do. So I will catch up with you again very soon. I don't think there's going to be anything else added onto this. See what you think to the images. I'm not going to clone anything out on this. When I was here in 2020, we'd got waves crashing over, and the background was obscured, which was fantastic because I didn't have to do anything. This one, no, I'm going to leave it. I'd love some sea fret to have minimised that jet of land, but that's not happening. So I'm going to leave it as it is, see it in all its natural state, if I can live with it. And it's a very grey day. The sea is very green. The seaweed is very yellow. And that's all the colour there is, really. Grey, green and yellow. Right, have a good couple of weeks, guys and girls. Catch you soon.